back to the channel, and it's Friday night. Instead of partying, we are locked in, we are coding. Latest news from here in the UK is our dear Prime Minister, Boris Johnson, is back on his feet. So, well done for fighting off the virus. Let's get down to business, shall we? Just gonna fade down our man here. All right. Boom. And here we are. Hope you like the new background. I've got, what's it called? Wallpaper engine installed. It's beautiful wallpapers there. So, let's see where we're at today. Well, I do believe we were looking at objects. Let's turn down the tunes a bit more. There we go. Right. Objects. So, yep, we need to create a dynamic list of buttons and link each button to a method or script. And if I remember right, we want to be able to click that object name and show a list of available verbs. So that's where we're at today. Let's fire up good old Godot. Open our project. See where we're at. All right. So, little test run just to remind ourselves.
My mouth was dry. I think I left the heating on.
Yeah.
I entered the elevator. Stepping into the R&D department, I could see Brian was using the photocopier and Sue was pouring herself a cup of coffee. Smelt of lunch.
All right. So back to the crew quarters, and we can see we have a picture frame that we can't interact with. That's what we're going to be working with today. So the big question is, what happens when you press the picture frame button? So back in my little graphical animation prototype, when you click that button, the screen would turn into an interaction wheel. I think for now we could just populate some buttons. Quite handy to have something pop up so we don't need to get rid of anything here. Godot pop-up menu. Let's see what we've got. Options here. Interesting. They've actually got pop-up dialog buttons. Oops. Hi. Oh, it's Will Wright.
This was control, base button.
Menu button. Ooh. Well, maybe that's what we want. I mean, it's a little bit editory. Yeah. I'm trying to create an editor here. I'm trying to create a game. But, I mean, it looks alright. Let's just have a look at the basis here. So, he's creating a control node, button, menu button. Okay, create, go for it. One, create it. Maybe it's option button. What's option button? Option button. Option button. Wait, is that an option button that's been added? Extends control. Yep. So this is an option button. Let's see it drop down. Add item. Oh, it's checkable. It's not what we want. Let's go to the end here and just be 100% sure. All right. So for now, we want to create using a menu button. Interesting. Okay. Let's try it out. So instead of a picture frame button here, we're going to have a menu button. So let's just pop into our user interface, and I just want to see what a menu button looks like. So here's our interaction menu. We're going to add a button of type menu, special button that brings up a pop-up menu when clicked. Okay, jolly good. Text. Okay, so it doesn't seem to have the sort of flat. Yeah, so there's an option for this sort of flat option here. Oh look, you can have an icon as well. And there's theming for the buttons in this, so I believe. Although there's custom buttons as well. There's a texture button. Texture-based button supports press hover, which is going to be no use for our menu buttons unless we create a different system. But for now, we're looking for a quick win, so we'll do that. Okay, let's get rid of our menu button. And let's go into our code, the game. And so here we're displaying objects. So this is in our main loop. When we update the GUI, we display our objects. So rather than button, we want menu button. Yes. So button.text is going to be exactly the same. Button.flat is going to be false, so it still looks like a button, right? How do we know it's button.flat? Because we just looked at the properties of a button. I'll add it again so we can just dive a little bit deeper into our menu button. So you can hover over this and you can see the property that you want to change here. Really handy just to quickly understand what you need to do on a given button. Button groups. So it looks very much like a standard button. Although presumably we need to add some sort of list of options to it. Okay, so I should be able to run that, and we should get a menu button, right?
I woke up. My mouth was dry.
There we go.
I think I left the heating on.
Sweet. Okay. So let's have a look at our menu button. Methods. All right. Brings up a pop-up menu. New items can be created inside this pop-up menu using get pop-up, add item, This is no longer the coffee cam. I've finished my coffee. It shall be known as the 7-Up cam. I don't know if there's any good having my keyboard up here, but you see these videos where you've got like the like up, left, they press the letter A. I can't really see the point in a coding. Oh, well, maybe it's useful to see how they did something or worked with the editor. Right, okay, so it looks like we need to create a pop-up menu. And we need to add items to the pop-up menu. Oh, look at this. Add check item, add icon check item, add icon item, add item. List of options. Makes me wonder if our drop-down alternative menu, the drop-down menu, is any different. Oh, excuse me. Right. I think drinking fizzy drinks on stream is probably not a good idea. Okay. So in our script here, we're going to have to actually we then need to loop through button verbs actions and add to pop-up menu, right? So we'll call it verb pop-up. We'll use a correct syntax for our variable and pop-up menu, right? Seems to work. Shouldn't need to do anything just yet, right?
I woke up. My mouth was
Still
dry.
there. Okay. So now we need to add verbs to our pop-up menu. We haven't actually created verbs yet for our object, have we? Where's our object? Here it is. Object picture. It's got an image, whether it's pick-upable or not. Okay. So, let's just add any old thing to it at the moment. Just work out our syntax for the pop-up menu. So, back into our pop-up menu, we shall try add item. Let's have a look at this. Add item. Adds a new item with text label. An ID can be provided as well as an accelerator. Excel. Wonder what that does. Oh, I see. Right. So I'm guessing if you add an ID, then no idea. Special combination of keys that activate the item. Oh, okay. That's cool. So it's like a shortcut you can assign to an option. So if you're using Godot, I'm looking for keys. There we go. So Control F12 would be the accelerator for take screenshot. Very cool. So an ID comes through. No, it's provided. Blah blah. Okay. So we are going to go verb pop up, add shortcut, test. Well, you know what? Look, examine. I think this is the classic, right? Smash. What else could we do with it? You've got a picture frame. I think that'll do. Now, it'd be nice if we could examine it and unlock some other feature about it, right? So let's add that to our wish list of things to do. Didn't we write something about this somewhere? I added it somewhere. Yeah, there we go. So create a verb that creates another verb for that object. Should be very possible. Right, let's try it. We should have 2 pop-up options. No, that doesn't like it. Cannot convert argument 1 from string to object. So it's expecting a shortcut. No, that's not the one. What was it? Add menu item. Add item. Add item. Then the keys type themselves. Okay.
I woke up. My mouth was dry.
We need to add the pop-up menu for pop-up to the menu button. So add pop-up. You know what? I hate it when I write in capitals. Anyhow, right. Don't want to rewrite it. Add pop-up to the menu button. So, no idea how to do that. Gotta look at menu button again. Okay. I might need an example here. So if we look at that video, we were, or menu button, Godot. Let's have a look at the tutorial code. You know what I need? I need a Godot documentation link here. Okay, so I'm going to go back and I'm going to bookmark this to my bookmark bar. And we shall move that over here. Super. And forward. Right. Is there a good example? Okay. Associate menu button with pop-up menu. Godot. We'll be back here later. Looks like you need GD script and a signal for when an item in the menu button is selected. It could go something like this. Ooh, here we go. That could be handy. Okay, because at some point we've got to basically read which verb was pressed. I'll come back to that. What is this? What is this? So he's created a new pop-up menu. Ugh. Oh my goodness. He's posted a video showing a solution. Why could he not just paste the code in? I don't think that's going to help us by the looks of things. It's interesting what he's doing with enums here. Okay. Add pop-up menu to menu button. Same question as before. Must be a set pop-up, right? Gotta be. I mean, methods, get pop-up. Well, where's the set pop-up? Let's check the old docs here. Set pop-up. Container. Tab container. If set on a pop-up node instance, a pop-up menu appears at the top right corner of the tab container. Get pop-up. Returns the pop-up menu contained in this button. Oh, okay. I'm with you. So basically, we're not creating these new pop-up menus. The button has its own pop-up menu, so we don't need this. We just need this get pop-up, I think, and that is a method of button, right? So now we can add as many as we like. Examine, smash, and play.
I woke up. My
Yeah.
mouth was dry.
Nice.
I left the heating on.
Can we center those options? Probably. Line. Center. No. Okay. I mean, we don't really need that. Okay, so close these, close these, close these. Location, don't care. All right, so we don't need to add our pop-up to the menu button because we're already doing it. So now we need to connect some sort of event to these. And this is where we need to get automated. So down here, we're connecting using button connect on button up. So what are our properties of a drop down? Well, we seem to have some pretty good options here. So we'll just take this for now. Pop it here. So pop-up be like that, right? Identify pop-up isn't declared in the current scope. That's correct, it isn't. Does it need to be? Pass, if I remember right, you can pass a reference to it, right? So here we're passing whatever we want to say. So here we want to be passing the text. Would it be self dot text? What's this? Oh, I see. It's supposed to be. Well, that's not going to work, is it? I'll come back to that. That's definitely not going to work. I'll say ID. See what happens. Nope, doesn't like that. Let's get rid of that.
I woke up. My mouth was dry.
0
I left
pressed.
the heating on.
1 pressed. That's the start. So we've got an ID. I mean, ultimately what we want is for a function to call here. We're going to call a dynamic method for the... we've got to have some sort of script. Well, we're passing self here. So what is self here? Is game node, right? So we can, in the game node, ID pressed. Let's have a look at a pop-up item. Pop-up menu. Get item text. There we go. That might work. Should we try that? Gets the text of an item at index. Oops. Don't know if that's going to work. Just wondering where you'd reference that. Maybe it's just button dot get pop up dot. I don't know. I would think it's self. Oops. What is self here? How does it know ID? Don't know enough about these connectors, signals. It's obviously a property of this. That's a really simple. Okay. Right. ID pressed. So how do we know what's pressed? I think he's using an enum lookup. So, okay, so where's he printing that out? Show me your code. Choose to index. Here it is. Choose to index equals visuals. Okay. I mean, he's pre-defining this information at the start. That's no good for us, right? I think a lot's going to depend on how we define the verbs around the object. So we'll come back to this. At least we've got that working. The next step is to create the verbs for the object. So I think it's going to have to be a dictionary. It's going to be the easiest way to add in items. Export var verbs. Always going to be verbs, right? I think so. Two secs. My phone is buzzing. I'm wondering if that's Steph. 2 secs. Yep. So Steph saying she won't be on tonight, but she is going to prepare for tomorrow to give us a little update on the story. So should be good. Let's see if we can get objects working for tonight. So export var verbs equals squiggly brackets. Now let's look at our picture. Go to dictionary. I don't think we even need a dictionary. Can we not just have an array? Oops. Of empty strings, just to make it easy. But then we can go in there and say examine and smash. Back into our game. Now we loop through those. So here, so for verb in our object verbs. Yeah. Go along. Right. So let me just add verb in here. And we should get exactly the same thing now.
I woke up
with a load of blanks.
My mouth was dry.
Oh, we get it twice.
I left the heating on.
What is that? Interesting. I'll just do a little print out here, just to say print. Hey. Just want to see if it's going through this whole thing twice.
I woke up.
Hey.
My mouth was dry. I think I left the heating on.
No. Oh, do I need it twice? Because we're looping. Oh. Right. Okay. So that should be it. And of course, if verb equals nothing, then skip it. Verb not set, then skip. Super duper. So now we should just get our two options.
My mouth was dry. I I left the heating on.
Excellent. All right. Well, that's nice and simple. So what we need is then it would be ideal here if we had a script that runs, then we want to know what's the object that was pressed. And oh, wait a minute. Sorry, guys. Blow my neck. Get the stream on here. What have I done? I have, for God's sake, I just created that. So for verb and object verbs, so we've, oh my goodness, I don't know how far back I need to rewind here. But so we've created a list of verbs for our object. And now we're looping through those. If it's blank, if it's not been set, then skip it. Otherwise, add it to our pop-up menu and connect it so we can do something with it.
I woke up. My mouth was dry. I think I left the heating on.
So now if we click picture frame, examine, 0, smash, 1. So we've got 0 and 1, 0 and 1. So we need to try and do something when these options are selected, and we need to know what to do based on which one was selected. So if you think back to, I don't know if you watched the last episode, but we were looking at Ron Gilbert and the Scum VM engine. And that's just, I mean, it seems like one massive script. So what we need to do is, hello to whoever's watching. Say something in the comments and introduce yourself. So I'd like to pass in whatever the object is and what the option was that was selected. Then we can do something there. So let's see. Verb, ID pressed. Still, I mean, I'm back to the same problem. I don't know what's pressed on this ID. The ID doesn't really mean anything to me unless I can get a hook to it. So what is self and how does connect work? Let's start looking at connect in a little bit more detail. Connect connects a signal to a method or a target. Optional pass binds to calls and array of the parameter. Signal, target, method. So self is the target. So we don't have to press self, hit self. What was our reverse lookup again? I don't know if that'll work, to be honest. Get item text. Because the question is, can we pass in the object here? So we can pass in an array. So that is a list of things to the signal here. I suppose this will be in addition to ID. What happens if I don't press? Don't put that in. Is it just going to go, what the hell? Yep. If I don't press that, oops. Oh, come on.
I woke up. My mouth was dry. I think I left.
Nothing happens. No, it's no idea anymore what's being pressed. So ID seems to be pretty important.
I woke up. My mouth was dry.
Go.
I think I left the...
Back in business. Okay, so let's pass something in now. Can we pass a link to this button? Let's try it. Button. Button. And button. Should be an ID, right? Some sort of ID.
I woke up. My mouth was dry.
Oh,
I think I
yeah.
left the heating on.
Look at that. Fantastic. So we've now got a link to the menu button. We can work out what the text says. So what did we just look at? Get item text. So we're going to call that. And button. Get item text. Done it? Yep. Print that out. Do we have to pass in an ID? Oh, wait a minute. It's a link to the button, so we need to get pop-up. Dot get item text, and then obviously going to need the ID as well. Right, so that should give us the text.
I woke up. My mouth was dry.
Boom. Happy days. Get rid of that now. So the option that was pressed, option pressed equals now what we're going to do with it. Can we call so button so what was we want to call it object name. Yeah, because we want to actually pass the object in as well, because it could be multiple buttons, right? So we want object, comma, button. Okay, so object name is going to be the object dot name. Print object name and option pressed. Let's try that. It works first time.
I woke up.
I'll be amazed.
My mouth was dry. I think I left the heating on.
It works. So the object is a picture. So that is object dash picture and examine. So super. What other properties do we have on here? Picture frame. That's the button text though. I like it being related to the actual name itself. If only we could have like a simple way of doing this without having to add it manually. I really want to add something in here, like some code. Let's have a look, see if that's possible. Might be a really bad idea. Can you add multiple scripts? No. Okay, so nice. Cool sounds going on. Okay, let's make some kind of overriding script for, I guess, would it be triggers? Don't know how it's going to work, but we'll find out. Right, we'll call it object scripts. What a name. Let's rename that. Object. Verbs. What would be cool is if we could load the verbs for an object from the script rather than putting them in here. Then we've got at least some sort of a link to what we're doing. So So how do we dynamically call a function based on the object name? So the object would be object picture. So we can have a func called object dash picture. When you pass in the verb. I want it to be object underscore picture. What does this all work? Let's just try dash, but it's giving me some weird error there. Don't know if that's allowed. No, not allowed dashes. Are we allowed underscores here? Seems like it. Then now I don't like the fact that we're tying something to a node name. If anyone's got a better idea on how I should do this, please let me know in the comments. So, print so depending on the verb, but you smash the picture frame. We could do anything here though, right? We could print something, we could wait, we could literally do anything we like. And that, I think, is the power. That's where we want to be able to go and make changes and start creating a kind of scripting language around this file. So now I've got to call object picture. So I have no idea how I'm going to do that, but I'm hoping Godot gives us some sort of dynamic function calling option. So we know the object name, so we're calling a function with the name object name. So let's see, Godot call dynamic function by name of method. Dynamic method. Yeah, that's what we want. Object call. Happy days. Calls the method on the object and returns the result. Super duper. Okay. So wait, what's the object? Calls the method on the... Oh, I see. Right, okay. Right, so now if we auto-load object verbs... Do we need to auto-load it? Maybe we just... We just need to import it up here. Just going to auto-load it. I'm not sure what we should do here, but I know this will work. Auto-load. I say that. Scripts. Verbs. Add. Super duper. Close. So now we want to do object verbs, and then we want to call a function called object name, and we're going to pass it in option pressed. Object name isn't declared. Oh, object underscore name. Passing in option pressed, and is that it? Let's try it.
I woke up. My mouth was dry. I think I left the heating on.
Oh yeah, look at that. So I can examine it or smash it, and I'm going to smash it either way. So, oh yes, okay, good stuff. So dynamically call method in object verbs script. Fabulous. All right. So now we can say, I need a case statement, like a nice simple, don't know how they do it in Python or Godot. Godot case statement, case switch. Yep. Does it? Does it? I'm sure it does. Oh, it's yet to be implemented. What? Match. Right, there we go. Super. All right, that's all we need. Right, so now we just say match verb, and then this will be smash. This will be examine. Ooh, what's up? Mix tabs and spaces. All right, fine. Because we pasted it in. Split it into. Yep, there we go. All right, so smash. Smash the picture frame. And examine. It's a picture of me and my father. We were going for a stroll. Whatever. Okay, right. Now that should work, right?
I woke up. My mouth was dry.
No, because it's case sensitive. So actually we want to make sure that we never have that issue. Ever. So we're going to just lowercase it. Actually, we'll uppercase it. Should we uppercase it or lowercase it? Now we'll lowercase it. Lowercase. Oops, he says in uppercase. To upper. To lower. So what we're doing there is making sure that oh, can we not do that? Verb to lower. It's a string, right? There we go. Now that should work.
I woke up. My mouth was dry. I think I left the heating on.
Nice. So what we've done there is we've created our our sort of template for all objects moving forward. It could work with characters, can work with objects, could work with anything. So how can I pass things back so that these options just read into the object picture? That would be great if we could do that. Because this is auto-loaded. I'm not sure. But I think that's an awfully good time to commit. Let's try and get some audio on these. Added verbs. Super. Cool. That's updated. Right. So we want some audio in here. So I think what we need is like a simple say command. So you can just say something and it finds the file and plays it. That would make sense. And we're better to do it than in our audio controller. Maybe we've already got something here. Cue narration, text, audio. Well, okay, there we go. I've got it already. Where's it getting the audio from? Looking for a place where we actually use cue narration. Does anyone remember? Gotta be game, right? Cue narration. Oh. Here we go. So when you change location, there's an example. I think it'll work. The only thing is, obviously, we need a bit more control over the queuing, because it ain't getting queued at the moment. It's just throwing it in there. Here you go. Bish, bash, bosh. So we are going to need to have some kind of timing system to make sure things don't just get carried away. But at the moment, we know we can just do something like this. We need to make sure we've got access to the audio controller. And if I look at where we did that, I think, where did we set that? There we go. So I can do an on ready. So we don't have to do that all the time. Oh, I think that was fine. So now, so this will be the text. So I picked up picture frame, threw it against the wall. Damn it! Why did he have to leave? It's got some daddy issues there. And we will call the let's use a naming convention here. I wonder if we can just dynamically. That'd be cool if we. I mean, so object picture smash, object picture examine, something like that. But for now, I'm going to type it in. Right, that should be the name of our file. Only trouble is, cue narration ain't gonna go looking for that file, is it? So narration should always be in the narration audio folder. Yeah. It's weird, I'm getting nice smells. Someone's cooking something. It's probably my phone or something. Oh. Damn. I think it might be. That or someone's outside smoking. That wouldn't be a nice smell. Not sure if it's a nice smell or not, but it's getting stronger. Oh, 2 seconds. What has happened there? Or ow. There we go. Yeah, that smell's coming from outside. So not to worry. Okay, let's get this working. So that's not perfect yet. Okay. I'm gonna read this out. I'm gonna record it and make it work. Remember, this is all just a test. It's a picture of me and my father. We were going for a stroll. Yeah. Happy days. Well, I seem to have lost all my libraries here. Let me just do it over here. And okay, so we're saving it in audio, narration. This is going to be object picture examine. Is there any need to save it in stereo, seeing as I'm recording it on a mic? I don't think so. I'm going to save myself some bandwidth later, some file size. Okay, that's that one. And next one is I picked up the picture frame and threw it against the wall. Damn it! Why did he have to leave? Oh. Right. I picked up the picture frame and threw it against the wall. Damn it! Why did he have to leave? Oh, it sounds really weird. It sounds really high pitched, like it's in I don't know, like it's a low sample rate. The picture frame and threw it against the wall. Sounds like it's got some sort of weird thing going on there. Anyway, I don't care. This is just all the tests. So export. So GG. Onto picture. Smash. Smash. Super. All right, I've got an idea how we're going to do this. So we want to make sure that these guys don't loop. So we're going to go into import, turn off the loop, and re-import. Super. Any others we need to do that with? Did I do that with both of them? Yeah, super. So I think the Q narration method needs to detect what that is. So we don't want it to set stream unless it knows. So we want to basically say is the audio a string or a preload? So, if I, you know, just a thought. No, you know what? I was going to say we could always just create an array of audios and just pick all the audios for all the verbs. But if we do that, we're just going to lose that sort of all the other stuff we could do with it. You know, we might not want audio to play. We might want a trigger. We might want other things to happen. So is the audio a string or a preloaded script? So we need to check the type. Now, didn't we do this before? Oh, yeah, we can do a Godot check for internal types. So Godot check type. It's variable type, right? Basically, you just want to check if it's a string. Type of. So print audio dot type of. See what we get there. Non-existent function type of and base audio stream. Yeah, okay. Might have a problem here because we want to check if it's Godot check if string. This is good. A global function. Oh, I see. It is a global function. I'm using it wrong. Like an idiot.
I woke up. My
17.
mouth was dry.
Right. So 17 is going to be like on that list as a type of RID. But we want string, right? So we want 4. So if type of audio equals 17. No, 10 string 4 equals 4. This is a string. Load the narration dynamically. Right, so if it's a string, we need to go and get that bad boy. If it's an object, well, this will just work. So we do the dynamic loading, don't we, somewhere else? Here, I believe. Yep. Play location audio, sound to load. Set stream. Essentially, that's that, right? That must. Let's put a pass here. I'm just. Don't like overriding the method. If that's the way it's supposed to be. Yeah. Play location transition. To see if the transition still works.
I woke up. My mouth was dry. I entered the elevator.
Hey. Didn't work. Got no background audio. So should have the lift music here, right?
I woke up. My mouth was dry. I entered the elevator.
Okay, so we definitely did that right. So I'm going to take all this. And if it's a string, try and load this up. To do that. So we know what the sound is. We just passed it in as audio. So I don't need that either. Create a file container. Create a link to audio file. So it's going to be audio. And it's going to be narration. Check for the file. Yep. Get buffer. Let's look at our audio controller. So here we're setting transition audio. Are we setting audio here? Of course. Okay. It's annoying. So actually we want to play it here. It's not transition audio though, it's narrator. Elif. So if it was a string, do this. If it wasn't a string, do that. Do you not need a colon for an elif? I don't know how. I think it's elif, but let's go to the Godot documentation. Look at the if statement. If. God, I'm not going to find anything, am I? Scripting. GD script. Basics. Yada. If. See if else. Oh, got an else. Right, okay. Oh, of course. Elif is an if statement. For God's sake. Alright, so we still need to get audio length here. So I'll set audio length up here to 0. And that way we don't have to redeclare it. And here, audio length equals stream dot get length. I think that's right. The rest should just work. Let's try it out.
I woke up. My mouth was dry. I think I had left the heating on. It's a picture of me and my father. We were going for a stroll.
Yes.
I picked up the picture frame and threw it against the wall. Damn it! Why did he have to leave? It's a picture of... I picked up the picture frame. It's a picture of me and my... I picked up the picture frame and threw it against the wall. It's a picture of me and my father. We were...
Nice. That's awesome. One thing I need to do is like clear out the yields. I don't know if that's possible, but what's happening there is, as you can see, if you play one and then play the other, whilst the playing starts, the yield triggers for the next one, but I mean, it's just little issues. Little issues. Big picture is now we've got working verbs. We've got things that work. We could do all sorts of stuff now. We could do something like that you pick up the picture, throw it against the wall, and you storm off to the lift. And then we can yield here, and then player.change location lift, right? So, excellent. Let's commit that. It's 10:15. Great progress. I think that's going to be us for the night. We'll commit this update. So, added narration for verbs. Can trigger audio from interaction with objects. And over the next few streams, what we're going to do is we're going to enhance those options. If we go back to our game plan, create a verb that creates another verb for that object. Ooh, ow, 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 ow. How on earth is that going to work? Because, well, that's the verb. So we might have to turn verbs into objects. Of course. Guys, this is how we do it. So here's an object picture, and now we've got to add verbs with their own scripts to each object, loop through the verbs for that picture. And then if we want to do stuff dynamically, then we can manually add things to something in the node. Ooh, right, okay. So let's put that on as our next big sprint goal, because we've got this working. I wish I'd thought of that at the beginning of this. So triggers objects. Okay, so yeah, I mean, that's not really a proper thing. Take. Yeah, we still need to do that. Interaction. We have interaction of some kind. Absolutely. I think I'm going to strike that through. So we're going to turn verbs into objects. Turn verb into an object that can be added to a location. That means we can move it around. So a verb can have its own methods and be able to get pushed back. Could you put the script letter bigger? Oh, thanks, Angel. Absolutely. Absolutely. We're just finishing this stream off, but I think can you just tell me if this looks better, because I really want to make sure that everyone can see. Does that look better? Hope it does. Let's have a little look at where we're at with the game.
I woke up. My mouth was dry. I think I left the heating on.
So we can now interact with the picture frame.
I picked up the picture frame and threw it against the wall. Damn it! Why did he have to leave?
Now I'm going to enter the lift.
I entered the elevator.
Got our background music. Going to move to the R&D floor. Nice. We are at the R&D floor. We should have something here that says what floor we're on. And into the R&D.
Into the R&D department. I could see Brian using the photocopier, and Sue was pouring herself a cup of coffee. Smelt of lunch.
So, Angel, we're looking to do a hardcore science fiction audiobook here. But great to have you join us. And on the next live stream, if you want to, be a character in the game or anything like that, I'm totally up for having any of the viewers join in. And if there's anything you want me to go into or explain, then don't hesitate to ask. But that's it for today. Thanks for watching, and we'll be back at 9 p.m. GMT tomorrow, same time, and have a lovely evening. Thanks for watching.